Well, let's get some response now. Political analyst Somadoda Fikeni has been tracking this story for us. He joins us now from our Pretoria studios. A very good morning to you. Thanks again for your time. The Gupta-Gate report revealing that the head of state protocol felt pressurized by someone only known as Number One. In your opinion, who do you think this person is that remains unnamed at the moment?
Well, I have no doubt that the name dropping of the president, Number One, is normally would be known as the president of the country, more so because the Minister of Defense or DERCO, where the head of protocol might be located, had indicated that they had actually rejected any approach or were not conducted. So to that extent, it could be the president or the presidency.
Nice. The ANC, clearly, from what you've just said, a lot of damage control to do at the moment. They've hit a few potholes, I would say, on the road to the elections. Do you think that that will throw a spanner in the works for them?
Well, it won't take one scandal. We've seen how ANC is a genius when it deals with contradictions and even rallying together with its alliance partners close to elections. It will take a cumulative impact of several issues, but most important, 20 years on into democracy, the economic and social condition might be a lot more lethal blow when linked with what may be perceived as corruption.
But it has been more than one incident. We have the initiation school debts, we have Marikana, we have the issues in the education department. Do you think all of this compounded is not enough to deal a severe blow to the ANC's election campaign?
There is no doubt that it will chip away from the ANC's credibility. And the fact that unions within the ANC alliance might be fragmented at this stage and the Youth League leadership has been dismantled, therefore there is still some tentativeness on the muscles which are very important for ANC election mobilization. Those combined together with the series of these body blows to the ANC will certainly erode some of its support.
The ANC's rocky relationship with the unions, you've just touched on that briefly. They disagree on a number of issues. We have the NDP, e-tolling, the education sector, as I just mentioned. The party needs the unionists' votes. Are they likely to kiss and make up ahead of the polls? And if so, how long do you think that's going to last?
You're most likely going to have some kind of a rapport that will be established just before elections. But that will not take away some of the internal challenges. Remember, NUM is being challenged in its constituency. COSATU has some levels of disunity within itself, and that in itself, combined with the issues that COSATU is raising about the national plan, the e-tolling, and the whole range of issues, may actually compound any truce that they may settle for, or even discourage them to work with the kind of enthusiasm that we have seen before.
Without wanting to generalize, Mr. Fikeni, in your opinion, what do South Africans want? What should be the number one focus of the campaigns going into this election?
Key, the promises of democracy and liberation in terms of social and economic justice, and also the curbing of corruption. Those would be key issues.
Do you think there's an appetite for new players in the scene? Is there space for the likes of Ahang and the newly formed South Africa First? I believe that's a group of disgruntled former Umkhonto weSizwe military veteran association members. Is the South African electorate ready for new players?
I do think that they are ready for new players, but the major constituents of the ANC, its response when discouraged, tend to stay away from elections rather than move and mess to the opposition. And besides, the new players may be targeting the very same constituency, your black middle class, and therefore the contestation might be more fierce within the opposition itself.
Talking about the road to the 2014 polls, that was political analyst Somadoda Fikeni.
News that moves. eNCA.com.